Today we're taking you just a couple miles outside of Kansas City.
To a town with a rich history.
A story that started decades ago. Welcome to Discovering Kansas City. I'm Mitch Weber.
And I'm Michelle Davidson. We're in the middle of the historic downtown Parkville.
Parkville is nestled along the Missouri River, just about 10 miles north and west of Kansas City. Over the next half hour, we are going to explore everything this town has to offer.
From its small beginnings to its unique and vibrant downtown community.
So sit back and relax.
And discover Parkville.
Have you ever visited a place and felt an instant connection? That's the way I was with Parkville. It's the kind of town that everyone knows everyone. I recommend you stop by. Don't just drive through, you want to spend some time here. We have a little bit of everything and a whole lot of colorful personalities and unrivaled places and spaces to explore. You won't be disappointed. My name is Mike Emick. I'm a business owner, a property owner, and part of this wonderful community.
There are so many areas of Parkville that are picturesque, including this photo op alley in downtown Parkville. It is the spot for selfies.
Got it, Mitch. Hashtag love Parkville Mo.
All right, my turn.
Once I got approval to use this wall here, I went home and within a couple of hours I had the drawing done because I can't stop. I get started on something and I can't stop until it's done. The wings here are filled with images of Parkville. I worked on painting this eagle here, and I know the guy that made the eagle. That's actually the carved eagle down in English Landing Park.
Downtown.
Oh, right?
Super cool. Oh, I see that right there.
I'm painting the train tracks, and the train goes by. How cool is that, right? It has lots of details in it that it takes a while to find. It's kind of like these little circles are the echo of that train. They're the picture of the sound that goes through the town.
The train is a big part of the community. You hear it before you see it.
Actually, and here it comes right now. It comes through several times a day, becoming part of any conversation taking place.
It's doing something special for a town that has kind of taken me in and made me one of its own. and this place is pretty special. From now on, my painting is going to be all over stuff that people that post pictures of what they're doing in Parkville that day.
Parkville is an inspiring place for artists. We're inside the Kathy Klein Art Gallery, which used to be the train depot.
And if you look real closely, you can find a train or two in one of the amazing paintings in this gallery. And every year they hold Paint Parkville. It takes place over 7 days, and artists from all around the country come here to paint in 7 different locations.
Parkville Coffee, we put community first. Our historic building, built in 1845 with its original stone walls, makes it easy to get back to the authenticity of why coffee houses were created. It's exciting that we get to build onto that history. We work with local importers to source the best beans, fair traded and organic. We roast our beans on a vintage drum roaster right in the back of our shop, and then handcraft them into a beverage just for you. Parkville Coffee, hometown roasted and brewed.
Cool Vintage Watches evolved from a website that I was doing for over 20 years into a storefront about 10 years ago. We just have a lot of unique items, vintage stereo equipment, vinyl records, cool typewriters, radios, and then the watches are the main thing that's here. I like the big 60s dive watches. I love the real classic ones, IWC from the 1950s. There's several. I mean, my collection, none of them are the same. They're all different. I'm John Putnam. I own Cool Vintage Watches.
They are hand poured in Jamesport, Missouri, organic, soy-based, lead-free, and they're made with American glass. We want to make you feel like you're at home when you come into our store.
I'm Tricia Sass with Parkville Artisan Studio. When I opened the store, I thought, boy, it's going to be tough to fill this big place up. Yeah, it's really not. You have no idea how many talented people are everywhere around you and how much stuff is getting made right up the street from you. Like when they choose something off of this little shelf over here, the lady up the street, she sold something in this cute little store.
There's something about walking into a store and that fuzzy feeling you get when you can connect with somebody. And traditionally, if you've been in a few times, we will know you by first name, which may be a good or a bad thing. We started online about 4 years ago. I was working a full-time corporate job. So I worked, 10, 12 hours a day and then came home and worked another 4 to 6 hours building this brand. We really focus on affordable pieces. Everything in both of our boutiques are under $45. We really focus on current trends. I love our community here and I truly believe in the community on Main Street and all the great things that are happening.
Back in the 1830s, a man by the name of George Park bought some land around here and decided to make it home.
And George had so many different ideas, and those ideas actually led to the Parkville we love today. To discover Parkville's past, we headed to the archives in the Park University Underground.
Preserve, protect, and provide is basically what the archives does. Early Parkville was a slave, hemp, and tobacco market is the language on the sign. I think I'm more of a guardian than a true archivist.
Carolyn took us back to the 1830s when Parkville's founder George Park arrived in Platte County.
He thought this was a great place for a town because at the time the Platte River emptied into the Missouri. Platte County was basically supported by the growing of hemp and tobacco, and that was shipped directly from a little pier down on Main Street down to St. Louis. So he got in on that in the beginning, but he was more of a merchant than a farmer.
He was also a property owner. Park negotiated several land deals.
Buying property uphill in what we know as old downtown Parkville. And he set aside a part of Parkville for a college.
Before we get to the formation of the college in 1875, there's still a lot to cover. Parkville was formally incorporated in 1849. George Park printed the town's first newspaper, the Industrial Luminary, in 1853.
George Park's printing press was most likely around the other side of the hotel building.
But it ended in 1855 when his printing press ended up in the river.
He got upset and wrote an editorial about lawlessness at the polls in Kansas because Missouri pro-slavery people were crossing the river and voting illegally. And as a result, a mob came from Platte City. He was in Kansas at the time, and they took his printing press and all the type and all the equipment, marched it around to the river and threw it in. Popular opinion was and is that if Park had been here, they probably would have tied him to the press and thrown him in the river with it.
Park survived and turned his attention to education, surprising the townfolk.
By the accounts that I've read, initially they were very suspicious.
That's coming up on Discovering Kansas City in Parkville.
We're here at English Landing Park.
This is an area where the town hosts many events and festivals throughout the year.
New beer, microbrew. That's what it's all about. It's awesome.
I just got here an hour ago and I've already been like at least 10 booths, probably more.
It's just a wonderful time to get together, experience all the beers that Kansas City has to offer.
It's just a beautiful thing to do on a Saturday night.
Enjoy to drive it. We really enjoy coming to the cruise nights.
All kinds of cars, from originals to hot rods to customs. You'll see young kids all the way up to grandma and grandpas.
Yoga therapy is a tool to create ease in the whole person. Yoga therapy is different from a yoga class because it is tailored to meet the individual. I am Wendy at Om Prana Yoga, and I am a certified yoga therapist with in-depth study in pain management, neurological problems, mental health, and major illnesses. Ongoing dialogue helps to achieve the best yoga therapy treatment plan for your health goals. Om Prana Yoga Therapy encourages, teaches, accepts, and celebrates you.
23 years ago, I was looking for a place to start a business, and I just love the ambience down here.
Giving the gift of music. It's like when I see a little child and they come in and they're excited and they write a song and they can't hardly wait to play it for me. That is just so rewarding.
Besides the lessons and the playing, we feel like in the sales and the repair, we're giving people the tools that they need to enjoy themselves, you know, and to succeed at what they want to do.
I'm Teresa Bentley.
I'm Mark Bentley, and we both own Bentley Guitar Studios.
The customer came in, was looking to see if she could find a copy of the art that was used as a novel cover for a book called Main Street. I obviously recognized it as Parkville Main Street. In the process of researching that art print is when I discovered it was also part of the Smithsonian's collection. People in the White House have seen downtown Parkville. It is absolutely almost exactly the same as it was then. We love our city. The original was able to come back on display for a short period of time, and in the process sparked off an entire new generation of enthusiasm. There was a parade. Gail Stockwell, the artist, was the grand marshal of that parade, and from then on it just morphed into what we now know as Parkville Days.
Downtown Parkville extends south of the train tracks. This is the English Landing Center.
And this is an area where you can do more than just shop.
But you can still shop here.
I promise, there's plenty of shopping.
Good.
I worked in corporate America for 30 years. I was kind of a closet quilter and decided, hey, I'm gonna have my midlife crisis and open a fabric store. Hi, I'm Cindy Farrow, the owner of The Fabric Chick. Lulu, the shop dog. She's our baby. She likes hanging out at the shop. She loves getting all the attention when people walk in the store. I am so fortunate and lucky to have a staff of amazing women that have over 20 years of experience in sewing and quilting and bag making. And one of the things I get a lot of joy out of is watching them pick out bolts of fabric with customers to help this customer create something amazing.
Tutors all work one-on-one with the student. We can't plan the next lesson until we see how they do with the information that we taught today. I'm Lori Wolf. I'm the owner of the Educational Therapy Center in Parkville, Missouri. We've been helping people with dyslexia since 2005, people of all ages. Our youngest student has been 3 because the sibling was dyslexic and it runs in families. But the oldest has been 63 and he's having a ball with it, learning how to read so he can read better than his grandchildren. It's kind of his motivation.
Hail, alma mater, we sing to thee. Thy name forever a guiding light shall be.
Strong as an oak tree, thy name shall never fail.
To thee, alma mater.
Hail, Park, hail. We are. We are. We are.
We are.
Park University is a pillar of the community. It really put Parkville on the map.
And just strolling around campus, you get a sense of history because it's been around 140 years, making a difference in the lives of students.
Students from all over the world.
Now, I don't think anybody could set foot on this campus without feeling, oh my goodness, there's something here.
George Park founded Parkville and was friends with the town's Presbyterian minister, who introduced Park to John McAfee. He and Park charted their own.
Created what was called Park College for Christian Workers.
It started small and surprised the citizens of Parkville.
Appeared overnight in the village of Parkville. No one knew that the next day there was going to be a college in Parkville. So it was kind of a rough beginning for sure. And the first home of the college was in the old hotel. It kind of just grew from there.
4 years later, the first graduating class was made up of 4 students, 3 of them women.
As people started to see the positive aspects of the college, bringing more people to town, the people needed houses, they needed a place to buy food, they needed a place to, well, you name it. And so merchants began to become more successful. The college people built houses all over town.
And the partnership between the town and the university continues to grow stronger 144 years later.
Here at the award-winning Main Street Inn, we put hospitality first and are highly rated for our carefully designed details. Our elegant home, built in 1885, offers 3 unique and artfully curated guest rooms to choose from. Whether exploring beautiful Parkville, unwinding on the front porch, or retreating to the peaceful surroundings of your room, at the Main Street Inn, you're sure to enjoy life at a slower pace. Visit us at the Main Street Inn and stay happy.
What Park University does is bring a small college liberal arts experience, but also has, through its extended network, opportunities to take classes with people from all over. One of our great successes is we have over 60 countries represented in our student body internationally.
When you come here, it's what keeps you going is not the fact that you're getting a piece of paper when you walk across the stage. It's the people that you meet and the conversations that you have and the family that you create.
She is someone that has made it her goal to be the best athlete she can be, and she has committed herself fully to that experience. At the same time, she has excelled academically, and she has done so as sometimes being a mentee and sometimes as a mentor to others.
Park gave me a lot of opportunities. You will have a second family, so I would have to say that. So I wouldn't change it for the world.
When Park says it's one family, it really thinks of itself that way.
And leave family, right?
Since I got here, I've kind of been amazed at what I've found that I had no idea would be here anyways, or what I expected from a college.
My wife Lori and I have breakfast or lunch with every freshman that attends this campus. And a letter goes to each of their families, a picture of them, happy, smiling, and well-fed once in their college experience, because we want families to know that we're accessible.
Most people don't get the chance to interact with their president, him and Ms. Gunnarsson. They come support.
So this building had a staircase from its inception. When it was removed, they saved the spindles. And so I take the spindles and I make Mackay pens. So I have a little workspace, and I probably have made 300 pens since I've been here.
He gave me a pen that he handmade from wood that was in the original building of Mackay. He actually made it for me, so now we're like artist buddies.
I couldn't imagine being anywhere else than Park University, and it's because of the students and what they represent for our future. They're going to make this world a better place. And every day I am reinvigorated knowing that I'm part of that.
ST Strong Distilling is a family-owned business. We are located in Parkville, Missouri, and all of our spirits are made 65 feet below ground in a cave. As far as I know, we're the only legal distillery located inside of a cave on the planet. I try to make a spirit that not only I enjoy, that I think other people will enjoy.
93 flood was a perfect storm. We thought we could keep the river out of downtown Parkville, and you know, water's gonna go where water's gonna go. So we found that out the hard way.
For example, that picture. Look at that City Hall. Now there's a hole up on the roof of City Hall. See, all the records were kept up here in the eaves, and they cut a hole in the side of the roof, and they dropped the boxes down the shingles and into a waiting boat. All the public records.
And Parkville hasn't seen that much rain since 1993. It started in April of that year and went on almost nonstop for weeks.
I was working when the farmer's market was going on, when the first floodwaters came up. So we had to get things out of the farmer's market. So I actually parked my car there in that low parking lot, helping people move their things up, gathering out on it. By the time we got them all out of there and went back to my car, I was this deep in water. It came up that fast.
How many days in a row did you work during that time?
I don't remember ever being off.
The wall we built on East Street was about 6 foot tall. Water was coming up from behind us, and at that point, when the water reached the top of the wall and the water was coming up through the cracks in the street behind us, we knew that the end was in sight.
I was on the river for 2 weeks photographing everything. I shot easily over 600 transparencies of river damage. And it was just incredible, sad and incredible.
We're standing here in Pocket Park, and there's a statue of a man that they called the Prince of Parkville, Bill Grigsby.
Bill Grigsby, he is best known as the voice of the Chiefs, and he was the voice of the Chiefs from 1963 until 2009. He was much loved by the people of Parkville. Bill was so proud to be in Parkville, and in fact, he even annexed his house into the city limits so he could be official about it.
Griggs emceed events like 4th of July Parade, Parkville Days Parade, even Christmas on the River. And his love of Parkville was contagious.
Main Street has definitely taken off in the last couple of years. Everyone should always take some time to come down and see what's going on down here.
So discover more by discovering us on social media.
We'll share behind the scenes videos and photos, which are always interesting.
And bloopers,
especially
I'm
with
sure.
us. Yeah. And you can learn more about our team.
So find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.